Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to what we used to call the house that soy built, but right now it's been built for a long time, and soy has been promoted here at every Farm Science Review, Brandon Kern, since time memorial almost.
Yeah, it's we got a lot of traffic at our building, as you can see today. It's great. We got kids with FFA programs and farmers here visiting us and learning about what the soy checkoff and what the Ohio Soybean Association from the advocacy standpoint is doing on behalf of soybean growers. So it's great to connect with everybody out here at Farm Science Review.
Now, behind the scenes, a lot of people might not see what policy has done for themselves, the farmer out there in all the communities, not only in Ohio, but throughout the United States, because soy folks tend to work together. And you have various alliances and everything, and that has to be a synergistic kind of product that you do more with less.
That's absolutely right. A great example of that is our Midwest Soybean Collaborative. That is an effort where several states across the Midwest have come together, and what we do is we analyze, thinking into the future, what could be potential impacts on soybean producers specifically. And so we evaluate everything from new technology that could come online and how that could impact soybean production, but then also in the policy space, what kind of regulatory pressures will be put on soybean production in the future. And we spend a lot of time looking at those types of issues. So, for example, we've been spending a lot of time looking at potential regulatory pressures of crop protection tools. So our ag chemistries that we use has been a big focus of the work of that Midwest Soybean Collaborative. And it's a great partnership, and we kind of pool resources and staff together to really tackle those issues on behalf of the soybean farmer.
Now, what happens, say, if an individual farmer has an idea? Can that one idea make its way to, say, the top of Ohio or maybe the top of Indiana, and get together and it'll eventually become research that's done?
Yeah, absolutely. We have something at the Ohio Soybean Association called the Farmer Action Network, and that's a group of really active and involved farmers who are really interested in the policy space, how policy impacts their farm operations, and we kind of use that group as a sounding board to give us feedback. And hey, what are you hearing out there in the field? What are you interested in? What do you want us to be looking into on your behalf? And so we try to leverage that group of really active farmers to kind of flesh out some of those ideas. Where do we want to spend our time and resources to be doing research and advocacy work on their behalf? Kind of focus that work. So, we try to create those tools all the time so that we have that direct engagement from farmers, and we certainly have those ideas that surface and come all the way to the top and end up being something that we're talking about with members of Congress on Capitol Hill, or maybe, on Capitol Square in Columbus if it's a state level issue as well.
Well, now over the years, some of the successes, some of the products from the foam that is used in interiors of automobiles, from the soy ink that was used in USA Today, the newspaper, some of those successes, and working with companies like Battelle to do the research to come up with those products, that has to today make it a little bit easier to tie some of those ends of the ideas together.
100%. And at Ohio Soybean, we started an initiative several years ago to utilize some of that expertise in the scientific and research area to create our own new use research lab, arable research lab. It's fascinating to me as I've come here and worked for Ohio Soybean how many times I can utilize those experts, the technical experts at Arable, who are working every day to help commercialize products and create new uses. But then also in the policy space, a lot of times I need their input to give me feedback to be an effective advocate. So we have, policy proposals all the time. In Congress right now, one of the things that's being discussed is, do we need to incentivize renewable chemical production in the U.S., and how can we do that? Soy is, potentially a great feedstock for renewable chemicals, and those technical experts that we have at Arable Research have been able to help inform me on these are the things you should be looking for from the policy perspective to get it right on behalf of soy, making sure that we're included in an effort like that. So there's just collaboration and innovation all over the place when you look at the soy world in Ohio and really throughout the country.
Well, I'm a fan of history and taking some of the good things from the past and using it for the future. At the same time, looking at the leadership of the people in the past. And the leadership of soy in Ohio has been phenomenal because a lot of national leaders have come out of the Buckeye State.
Yes, that's absolutely. And right now, a good example of that, Steve Reinhardt, the head of USB, so the checkoff at the national level, an Ohio farmer that's helping lead that effort. Scott Metzger is on the executive leadership team of the American Soybean Association, so the advocacy wing of the policy space on behalf of soy farmers at the national level. So we have 2 Ohio farmers in leadership positions in those organizations. Of course, we've got great, solid leadership here from our board of directors, both for the Ohio Soybean Council, the checkoff, and the Ohio Soybean Association, which is the advocacy and membership piece of what we do. Just really strong farmer leaders here that I think help set the tone and give great direction, for folks like me at the staff level to go out there and do quality work on behalf of the Ohio soybean farmer.
Well, now I'm sure that you're always looking for new leadership, and there might be somebody that's a good farmer out there that's a good producer, at the same time has not gotten involved. Maybe no one has really urged him to, and he might have the next big idea that will propel soy production throughout the country. That's
an important piece of this. We're always looking for farmers who are interested in either all the innovative stuff we do from the council side, the checkoff, market promotion, then also the policy space. That policy space is an area where, a lot of farmers it's not like their natural comfort zone, right, to go advocate, talk to members of Congress, and advocate for policy and legislation. But for those that are out there, please reach out. Our contact information is available out there at soyohio.org. I love to hear from farmers who have a new and developing interest in any of those spaces, and we can help foster and build their leadership within our industry. So we're always looking for those individual farmers who, just because you haven't been involved in the past, we would love to have you be engaged in the future.
And there's soy producers all over Ohio, so just talk to a member.
That's right. And talk to one of your fellow members, one of your board leaders who are dispersed regionally throughout the state. They can get you pointed in the right direction. That's absolutely right.
Well, Brandon, thanks for talking with us.
It's been a pleasure. It's good to see you.
And stay with us. Back with more on In Ohio Country today.